Okay, our topic today is phylum porifera. Now, we all know what the term pores mean, right? So here porifera means it bears pores all over the body. Okay, so now we are going to be looking at few general characters of the phylum porifera. Firstly, we would like to see habit and habitat. So habit and habitat, when you see, let's say, let me draw a simple poriferan here. Let's say this is an example of porifera. Okay, it means it has pores all over the body. Okay, so let's talk about the habit and habitat. First thing you should know, it is aquatic. Now even in aquatic we have both marine and freshwater. Okay, so freshwater sponges are very rare. I'm not saying it's not there, it's rare. And one of the few very famous examples are spongilla. Okay, it is very important. Okay, because it is an exception, it is very rare. So, freshwater uh, poriferan example is spongilla. Marine water, okay, because they're marine mostly. Okay, that is why freshwater is very rare. Okay, now second thing you need to know is it is sessile, means it is non-motile, it doesn't move around. So it means it is non-motile, doesn't move around. Now towards the next point, that is it is solitary, it is found in a solitary condition or in a colonial condition. Now solitary means, it is alone, and colonial means it is in a colony. Okay, now let's go on to the second level of organization. Okay, so the second general character, that is nothing but level of organization. Okay, level of organization. Okay, I'm just writing org here. So level of organization is cellular level. Why? Obviously because it is a very primitive organism. Okay, it is still in the cellular level of organization. Third one is symmetry. Now symmetry again is very important. It is asymmetrical. Okay, it is asymmetrical, means let's say this is a sponge. Any plane you cut it, we cannot get into two equal halves is not possible, is not possible. Okay, so this is about the first three general characteristics. Now let's move on to the fourth one. Okay, the fourth general character is nothing but germ layer. Okay, germ layer is nothing but reduced diploblastic. Reduced diploblastic. Okay, now we need to remember that when we're talking about triploblastic, you need to remember, diploblastic means there are two germ layers. Okay, now here we are talking about reduced diploblastic, means it is even more primitive than a normal diploblastic germ layer. Okay, it is almost, if you see in many sites, it will show that poriferans don't have germ layer, not applicable. Okay, so you can, if they are asking, then we can write reduced diploblastic. Now the fifth one is coelom. Coelom is absent here, so it is an acoelomate. Okay, now let's look at the sixth one. It is nothing but segmentation. Now segmentation is obviously absent here. We cannot see any sort of segmentation in the body. Okay, so now this is done. Now let's move on to the typical characteristics of typical characteristics. Now typical characteristics now. It is present only in this phylum. Okay, characters seen only in this phylum. The first one, let's say, is body form. This kind of body form is seen only in this phylum. Okay, let's draw a blind sac kind of a body form. Okay, so let's first you need to draw this sac. Draw a double layer of this dotted lines. Okay, diagram also you need to see. As I'm teaching you, you need to learn how to draw. It's very important. Okay, so you need to draw these dotted lines. Okay, two dotted lines, and then these pores. I told you, no, there are pores on the body, throughout the body. Now pores, now what? So these cells that are there on the side of the body, because it has pores, so porocytes. Okay, clear? Okay, they are nothing but barrel shaped shells. Barrel, sorry, one second. Barrel shaped cells. Okay, so now this opening here is called as ostia. It is called as what? Ostia. Okay, now there are other cells that are present on this, let's say on this outer layer. Okay, these are cells here. These are called as pinacocytes. These are called as pinacocytes. Okay, because this outer layer is also called as, let me choose another color. This outer layer is called pinacoderm. So obviously the cells on pinacoderm will be called as pinacocytes. Okay. Now, there are, like how pinacocytes are on the outer layer, the inner layer cells are also there, which are something like this. Okay. Okay. So these, the outer layer, first you need to know that the outer layer is called, sorry, the inner layer is called as choanoderm. Is called as choanoderm. Okay. So now, obviously, then these cells will be called as choanocytes. Okay. These cells are also called as collar cells or flagellated cells because they have a flagella. Okay. Now, next thing you need to know is there's a cavity like part here inside this body form, and this part is called as spongocele. Okay, it's called as spongocele. Okay, so I hope with this it's very evident that this kind of typical characteristic character is only seen in poriferans. Okay, so this is the body form of a poriferan. Okay, now next we'll move on to something very important that is called as the water. It's called as the water canal system. Now, there's something called as water vascular system that is seen in echinoderms. Please do not get confused with that. Okay, so here the water, let's see how this system works. Water enters the ostia. Also, here you need to remember this opening. Okay, this the main blind sac opening. One second, my pen just stopped working. Yes, this opening is called as osculum. Osculum, the single opening that is there here. Okay. Now, so the water enters, it enters through ostia. Okay, ostia, we already know where it is, right? Here, ostia is, yes, water enters through ostia. Okay, and then goes to spongocele. Okay, spongocele is nothing but the cavity inside, and then it comes out through osculum. Okay, remember, ostia is many, many openings. Osculum is only one main at the top. Okay, now what are the different functions that we can see of this water canal system? Sometimes they might give a question. Explain about the water canal system seen in poriferan. Okay, so that time you need to write about these. Okay, now Let's look at the functions. Okay, the number one function is removal of waste products. Removal of waste. I'm so sorry, my pen keeps troubling me. Removal of waste products. Okay, the second one is brings food and oxygen with water. Okay, third one is helps in the process of reproduction. Okay, so it helps in the process of reproduction. Okay, now see, removal of waste products. So let's say excretion is done through water canal system, brings in O2 with water. Since the water is letting in, this is the water flow system, right? So water is bringing in oxygen and all the other food particles also. Next, helps in the process of reproduction. It brings sperms inside with the water. Okay. Okay, I hope it is easy and understandable. Okay. Now let's move on to the next one. Third one is digestion. Now, how is the digestion taking place here in poriferans? Through intracellular digestion. Now, if you have learned the basis of classification properly, you know what intracellular digestion is. Next is respiration. Okay, I'm just gonna write this: respiration, circulation, and excretion is done by water canal system. Okay, fifth one, we have nervous system. Nervous system, it is absent here. Okay, because very primitive organisms, right? Next is reproduction. Reproduction again can be asexual. Okay, so asexual, if we see, it is through gamete formation. Okay, and regeneration. Okay, regeneration, fragmentation. Okay, and also budding. Okay, understood? So I hope it is clear till here. Now, reproduction one is asexual that we see here, and there is also a sexual reproduction separately. It is done either through internal fertilization because sperms are there, right? So internal fertilization or cross fertilization. Cross fertilization. Okay, so I hope these six typical characteristics are very clear. Now, there's one more that is there, the seventh one, that is the development. We can never forget the development. Okay, now development indirect. Now, you know what it means by indirect development, right? Indirect means larval stage is present. Okay, whenever you write an answer, just write na indirect. Obviously, the teacher who's correcting will know what indirect is. But if you write larval stage is present, it just gives an image that okay, you know what it means. Okay, you are sure of what you're writing. Okay, so the larval names, like for example, larval examples are, let's say, parenchyma larva. Okay, oh, this my pen keeps troubling me, doesn't let me write. Parenchyma larva. Primula larva. Okay. And next is amphiblastula larva. Okay. Now let's say they ask you examples. See, after every phylum, it is compulsory that you need to write examples. Okay. Examples need to highlight it and be written. Okay. Examples. Array. What yeah? Oh, examples. Okay. My stylus is very stubborn. Doesn't listen to me. Saigon. Array. Come on, man. Cycon. Okay. Next, we already know Euspongia, Spongilla. Okay, these three examples to you. So yes, this is it for phylum Porifera. I hope you understood. Okay, this is the first slide in which we're talking about general characteristics. Okay, habit and habitat: aquatic, marine, freshwater ones, sessile, non-motile. Okay, solitary and colonial. Level of organization: cellular level. Symmetry is asymmetrical. Fourth germ layer is reduced diploblastic. Coelom is acoelomate. Segmentation is absent. Typical characteristic. This is very important, children. Body form. Okay, you need to remember this diagram. Nothing. Just draw one osculum, two dotted layers, and outside dotted layers coanoderm. So that means coanocytes will be there. Sorry, outside is spinacocytes and known as spinacoderm. Okay, porocytes are present there. Inner is coanoderm, which means coanocytes are there. They're nothing but collar cells, flagellated cells. They have flagella, right? Okay, and then inside spongiocele. Next, we have water canal system. Water moves. Water first enters ostia. Okay, then it enters the spongiocele. Then it comes out from osculum. Functions. These are the three functions. Very important. Next is digestion. Okay, intracellular digestion, respiration, circulation, excretion by water canal system. Nervous system is absent. Reproduction is sexual and asexual. Okay, development is indirect. These are the larval names you can learn for examples, and these are the examples for phylum Porifera. Okay, thank you for listening and hope you understood it all.